So, Starmer has finally made public the rest of his energy crisis plan, and apparently three-quarters of Tories support it, which should set alarm bells ringing for the rest of us, though, of course, their own party is still squabbling over its own sorry carcass. So what has Keith cooked up? Well, I've already discussed in another video his plan to scrap the premium prepayment customers pay, worth an average 12 pence a day to them, so let's not cover that drivel again. But aside from that, he proposes freezing energy bills where they are now, and wants to extend support to those currently not covered by the price cap, such as businesses, hospitals and schools. They reckon this will cost about £29 billion. They'll find that by charging a windfall tax on oil and gas companies to the tune of £8 billion. They'll divert £14 billion of already planned spending to this, and they reckon by freezing prices now, hitting the profiteering, inflation will slow, saving £7 billion in debt interest payments, all adding up to £29 billion. Here's the problem with all of it, though. Starmer's Labour want to issue a windfall tax, which is a one-off measure in order to pay to freeze bills. We know this £29 billion is a subsidy for those same companies being taxed, so it's more money for the energy companies from the state because they're taking money with one hand and giving it back to them with the other. As for the £14 billion of diverted government spending, where's it coming from? Which departments would Labour divert funds from? Who loses out elsewhere to pay for this? We don't know. They haven't said. As for the inflationary aspect, saving £7 billion, Labour's sticking plaster solution as this is would have to be continued in order to keep inflation down and keep that saving. If Labour's plans end in January, for instance, inflation would jump again. Another subsidy would be needed, more billions from the state, but where from then? The IFS reckons Labour's budget could double in 6 months' time. This is not a lasting solution. It's kicking the can down the road Sunak style, hoping inflation starts to come down naturally when there's no guarantee of that happening. It's the same idea the Lib Dems came out last week. Labour have just Captain Hindsighted it and reckon they can do it slightly cheaper. Of course, the obvious solution, and the one popular now even amongst Tory voters, according to Survation, is renationalisation. Vastly cheaper than this nonsense from Team Keith. Their new poll shows 66% of the population want energy nationalised. Direct control is what Starmer stood for Labour leader on an election pledge of, and he lied over, offering yet more public money to the companies bleeding us dry instead, putting him on their side and not ours. He's for the shareholders and for the few.